Here's how it started, and I'll tell you how it ended. It was a message on LinkedIn from someone that I haven't heard from in a while. Now, keep in mind, this is somebody that I've reached out to a number of times since we first interacted. Crickets. But today, I got a message that said, Steve, I guess you're right. Yeah, no doubt. But what am I right about? Let's dig into it. Cut right here, Josh. Some of you asked who Josh is. Josh is my son. He does the editing. He has to listen to this. And hopefully, as I make these videos, some of this absolute amazing genius ripple advice will sink in. Actually, he's a really good rippler, but makes me feel better that, at least one person is watching this video and maybe learning something. Anyway, let me set the scene for you. It was approximately, let me think here. Carry the 1 times 0.2 divided by the square root of, I don't know. It was like 8 years ago. I was delivering a training for a major corporation. This guy was in my training. This guy and I had some interactions after the training. And I thought we had something going. Like maybe the burgeoning of a friendship. I don't know. He said he took so much from it. It was helping him navigate the waters. And I remember distinctly something he said to me, which is, my entire network is built around this company. And based on your class and based on your approach, you have inspired me to want to go out and build a bigger network. Because someday, who knows, maybe I want to leave and I might want to have that network to rely on. Novel concept, I would say, my friend. Yes, I agree. So, sip of coffee. I'm still in the Empire business. Walter White! I do not endorse drugs, my friends, but I do endorse that series. Breaking Bad, so good. Back to the story. He went off into the world to go connect and do other things outside of his corporation. And we did have a couple of conversations, and then it just dropped off. It was like, hey, man, checking in. How's it going? Haven't heard from you. How are those networking events? Crickets. Maybe this would be a good time to insert cricket sounds. I don't know. I tried a few times. Never got any direct email response. I did get one. I went back and looked, actually, and said, hey, super busy. Get back to you. And never did. Until I get this message on LinkedIn. And it says, Steve, you're right. I should have followed through. I should have followed your advice. I should have been building my network outside this organization because you said one day you're going to need it. And sure enough, that day is here and I don't have it. And so I agreed to get on a call, have a conversation, catch up. I harbor no ill feelings, right? Here's the thing about the ripple, right? People will nod their heads. Yes, Steve, this is a good thing. Yes, Steve, I should be doing this. Yes, Steve, you're right. I should be building better relationships, and which means I have to invest my time in my network. I have to take the time. I have to put the energy and the focus towards doing that. Yes, Steve. Yes, Steve. Yes, Steve. I get a lot of this. Yes. Yeah. Yes. And then nothing. People don't do it. They don't go forward. They don't take the action, or they try, swing and a miss, and they give up. Can't do that. And I'm not going to use the time today to belabor that point. I believe you get it. This person gets it now more than ever. So he and I get on this call, and he said basically he'd been promoted a couple of times. Things were cruising. He's got some great opportunity that he thought was in the pipeline for an even bigger role. And then he got called into his manager's office and was told his position was eliminated. No warning, no opportunity to look elsewhere within the company. And this is a big company, but they are going through privately, because they don't have to report it, a lot of quiet layoffs. And he had survived the first two, thinking never in a million years would I be on that list because I am such a valued resource. I got peoples in my network here that are protecting me and watching after me and are always going to be there to make sure that my name doesn't end up on the list until it does. And so this conversation with his manager did not go well, obviously, and it was sort of disappointing and sort of frustrating. And so what did he start doing? He started going back to his network. Hey, did you know? And people stopped returning his call. They stopped responding on Slack. They stopped returning his emails. And pretty soon, he found himself out the door. And somehow he magically thought, by reaching out to me, which I appreciate, that I would just have some special Jedi mojo that I could just be conjuring up from the dark force. There's your network, man. Go here, go there, go talk here, do what? Yeah. No. And he was down and out. He was frustrated and, quite honestly, a little hostile. Got to be honest. I told him I'd probably make a video, so I'm not letting anything out of the bag here about this situation. So I don't want you to be thinking like, God, man, if I called Steve for some advice, I don't want to end up on a video. A, I didn't use a name. B, I haven't talked about the company. And C, or 3, or whatever I was at, I would never do that. But this situation proves to be a learning opportunity for us all. When he and I got, on this phone and told me the situation and what had happened and that he dropped the ball and really hadn't spent any time, I said, well, let's look. Surely your network is a little bit bigger than you think it is. And in truth, it is. He's had several people that have been either direct managers or people that worked with him or for him over the years at this corporation that have left the corporation and gone off to do other things. He had a starting point. And so this gave him a sense of encouragement. This gave him a purpose to get up probably today to start shaking some of those trees. But the reality is, because you haven't built or maintained those relationships, and in all honesty, chances are still pretty low that you're going to get that kind of positive response that we hope you might. The reality is that when you build a network, the network is only valuable to you when you need it, because you put in the work and the effort to maintain it and to grow it. Not only for the people that you work with day to day, but the people who may have you've worked with or worked for that have left, and you stay in contact, you stay interested, you stay engaged. But as this gentleman found out, which was a cornerstone of my training for this organization, is that you have to build your network outside of your day-to-day job, because someday you may need that, which means you have to go get involved in organizations. You have to find some interest outside of work where you can build some of these connections and turn them into, hopefully, trusted relationships, because those are likely to step up to the plate to help you in a moment of. So this conversation was a challenging one for me, because at the end of the day, I want to dive in and help this guy. But as I have started to realize in one of my own deficiencies is that I have to stop owning what people don't do and try to fix it for them. I can lead you horses to the water. I can't make you drink. I can't make you understand the importance of drinking. I can't help you figure out how to use your big old hoofs to pull some water out for later so that you might have it in reserve. I can't do that. I can only tell you what I tell you day in and day out, that you have to put your time, energy, and your focus on building your network inside your corporation, outside your corporation, in a vast array of arenas, nonprofits, organizations that you go and spend time on the weekends, hobbies, meetup groups, the Ripple, the Pond, hey, ripplecentral.com/pond. Put a link right here. Check it out. You have to put the time in to build those connections into trusted connections into relationships, and even more work to turn those relationships into trusted relationships. That's how it goes. That's how it works. And there's where we are. I wanted to fix this situation desperately for this guy, but I can't. Just like I couldn't for you. You have to fix it for yourself. And so learn from this scenario. Learn and understand what happens when you don't put in the work. Because I can promise you, me, all of us will eventually need our network. And if that network doesn't look at you in the same vein as, ooh, I want to step up to the plate to help Steve because he's an awesome guy and he's been spending all this time and energy to get to know me and to build a relationship and add value and do all the things that he's done. He is a hell of a rippler and he always has been for me. I will do whatever it takes to help him when he needs it. Well, guess what? That network will not be there for you. And it will be a sad, sad day. Was I right? God darn right I'm right. You gotta keep pushing. You gotta keep working. And even if you are so overwhelmed and so underwater and you got so many other, ways that you need to be investing and spending your time, I bet you still have 2 minutes on a Monday. You probably have a few minutes on a Friday afternoon. Start there. Take the necessary steps to build those relationships. Ask people out to lunch. Figure out what they need, where you can help them, what ripples you can create for them. Show that you are showing up as your authentic self, committed to putting in the work before there's even an ask on the table. Because at some point they may need you, but more importantly, someday you may need them. Until next time, my friends, go out there, make a difference in the world, make a difference in someone's life, and you will make a difference in your own life. Wait, did I say that correctly? I think I said it correctly. You get it. I got it. You get it. Ripple on.